everyone, today I'm going to be discussing abilities specifically for Corporia and how you should progress from the beginning of the game all the way through voidbreak. That way you can get an understanding of how to best invest your resources as you're progressing through Overmortal. When you're starting out in Overmortal as a Corporia, you'll want to really focus going down the right side of your ability tree. You'll progress through Sky Piercer, you'll unlock Hearthak, you'll unlock Death Touch, Blade Glare, working all your way down to Hail of Swords, which is going to be your big damage dealer prior to ascending. So while you're progressing, you'll want to begin going down the right side of the tree, bringing your skills all the way down, unlocking them in order until you can achieve Blade Glare to level 40. At level 40, you get a nice CC that's going to be very beneficial in both the tower as well as PvP. After getting this to 40, you're going to want to swap over to Magicka. Magicka is where you're going to be getting your shields from. The two shields that you need whenever you are running prior to ascending for Corporia are Spiritual Wall and Windwalker. These two shields are going to allow you to compete with the Magicka users who are going to be quite a bit stronger than you, especially early game, because they're going to have massive amounts of MP, which is going to allow their shields to be very strong. So you are going to need to gather these in order to compete with those Magicka users. For progression, you'll go all the way down the tree, spending as little resources as required to unlock Spiritual Wall. Once you've unlocked Spiritual Wall, you'll want to get it to the area in which you can get the crit resistance, and then you'll want to hold off on leveling that and go back to Corporia. Once you're back over here, you're going to progress down the right side of the tree again and unlock Hail of Swords. Once you get Hail of Swords, you're going to want to level it to 40 to unlock this +1 ability, as well as the 30% physical damage increase as well. Once unlocking the extra attack, go back to Magicka, and it's time to unlock the second shield, Windwalker. Windwalker should be leveled to either 39 or 40. Unlocking it to 40 would just be if you have extra citrine, as this wind riding effect is not really too necessary, but the evasion is pretty nice, so you do want to at least go to 39. It's going to increase your shield strength as well. You're going to head back to Corporia, and on the Corporia tree, you're going to take Death Touch to level 60. And at this point, you're going to unlock all of the passive bonuses that it provides, getting damage to shields, which is massive, especially early game for Corporia. And then you get an increased duration of this devastation, which is a really nice decrease in crit resistance to your opponent. We're going to go back to Blade Glare, and on Blade Glare, we're going to be getting level 80. This is going to decrease the accuracy of your opponents with their Magicka. It's just going to decrease how much damage they're doing to you, so it's a nice debuff to be added. We're going to head back after that to Magicka. We're going to go to Spiritual Wall and increase that all the way up to 60. That way we can get a nice Purify on there. It's going to be removing some of those debuffs that they're going to be putting onto you. Once you've progressed through these portions of the abilities, your ability tree should look similar to the two images I'm showing you now. And that's going to be a good representation of how your Corporia build should be built with those abilities. You also need to know where you need to put your ability advancements. So in doing this, you'll want to look through all of your skills and see which ones are going to increase your damage the most. Early on, that's going to be Death Touch. Death Touch, once you have it at advancement level 5, is going to provide the best damage bonus. all the way up to 95% damage increase. So you are going to want to max this guy out as soon as possible. Another good one that you'll want to level is Spiritual Wall, because Spiritual Wall advancement provides up to 16% crit, which is huge once you get it to level 5 as well. Other than that, you can just go through your skills and see which other ones are going to be slightly increasing your damage. Some people will put them into Blade Glare. Some people will put more into Hail of Swords. That's just going to be whichever one you want to invest in. Ability casting order is very important as well. You'll pretty much always want to have shield first clicked. That way you're not just going to get absolutely destroyed as soon as the battle begins. I'm going to put up an image here so you can kind of see how you should order everything. Typically, the order is going to go AoE in order to kill the enemy's pet first, and then you'll want to add on some of your buffs, debuffs, and then CC. And this is going to be a good way for you to order all of your abilities. As far as your relics go and your active abilities, you are going to want to just put those in order of highest DPS, especially in the beginning of the game. That's just going to be your best bet while you're facing all of your opponents. Once you're at the point that you begin to ascend, your abilities are going to change quite a bit. There's a few different builds. Some people will do Hail of Swords to level 99, Demon Trap to level 99. Then they'll focus on the Azor's Slash, Wood, and Azor's Slash Water. For your shields, that's going to be changing a little bit. You'll be using Dragon Taming, and then you'll be using Dragon Taming Water, which is pretty much just a better version of Spiritual Wall, especially with the bonuses that it provides. So that's what you'll be swapping over to. A lot of people will try and reset their abilities immediately as soon as they hit Ascend and they're in Voidbreak. I would recommend against this. And the reason being is because you're not going to have the citrine to make the build you want anyway. So there's really no point in wasting all of that fatame in order to just move a few skill points around. It's going to really take around 180 to 190,000 citrine to make these builds. The other build, besides the Demon Trap Hail Sword build, is to go all Azor's Slash. This one is a little bit less expensive, which is why I've gone that route. It also is going to provide you with good PvP damage in the meantime until you do get more citrine. So with this one, we're going to focus on leveling Demon's Trap. And Demon's Trap, we want to try to level that up as high as possible, at least to 80, so you can get all of your passives. And then we'll focus on our Azor's Slashes. Same thing with the shields. I don't have the citrine. I also don't have the laws built up, so I do not have Dragon Taming Water yet. So a good replacement is still to just use Spiritual Wall, because Spiritual Wall is still going to give you crit. It'll still give you the Purify and the crit resistance. It's just not as long of a shield or as strong of a shield as Dragon Taming Water. Advancements that you're going to want to focus on are going to be Azor's Slash Wood. This is going to give you 44% damage once you get that leveled up to 5. You can actually, once you go into these spiritual world abilities, go over level 5. I'm just saving some of mine at the moment. Then you'll want to do Azor's Slash and Azor's Slash Water. Water is going to be your second priority just because it is giving you a higher damage bonus of 30% versus 22% from Azor's Slash. As far as casting order goes for Corporia and Voidbreak, you're still going shield first. I'm using Spiritual Wall first, so that way my crit can pop. Once my crit's popped, I'm going to be able to use Earth Vast Ruler. I use this one as a high damage dealer. It attacks 3 targets, so I'm not only am I hitting their pet, but I'm also hitting them. It's a good way to break down their pet. I use AoE again to hit their pet as well. Hopefully by that point, their pet is dead, and I'm able to start hitting on them with Demon's Trap, which is pretty nice. It's going to increase my damage significantly by decreasing their evasion to my physical damage and overall increasing my damage by 35%. I follow up with a Source/Water, and that's just because it's going to give me ability damage dealt to taoists plus 10%, which lasts for 10 seconds, which means my wood and my Source/ can hit harder when they do hit. I then use wood just because it is a paralysis chance, as well as the ability to decrease their P hit as well, which if their P hit's high, I'm not going to be doing as much damage. Then a Source/. A Source/ is going to be giving me crit. It's going to be giving me evasion. And then it's going to also slow them as well if we were in an open world scenario, not just a duel. And then same concept as pre-awakening or ascension. You're going to be going high DPS. I'm using my array here in order to break down shields. I have some friends in there that are going to be breaking down Magicka shields. And then just in order of DPS for the remainder. I hope this ability guide has been helpful for many of you. I know a lot of you are going to want to immediately reset. I want to just reiterate, I would recommend waiting till at least 150,000 citrine. That way you're able to unlock your demon touch ability easier without not having shields. This is just going to be the best option in order for you to maximize everything. You don't want to be wasting so much fatigue that you're unable to do anything for a while in the game. If this was helpful for you, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to try to continue making content for all of you guys while we progress through Overmortal.